The goal of play therapy is to basically get that healthy balance either back into the child or into the child for the first time. We all want to feel like we know ourselves, even as adults, and to be able to go out into the world and feel like we can affect the world and that the world can affect us, and that we have strength and that we have value and that we are loved and cherished. And when something happens in a child's life where something is off balance, then that is going to really affect who that child is in all areas, at school, in the family, outside, playing with other kids. So we want to help children really know that the world is a safe place, that they are going to be kept safe, and that if they're in a situation where they don't feel good or safe, that they can either get out of it and or they can process through what's going on. One of the things that brought me to play therapy was my brother died when I was 9, and I knew the world was off balance. I didn't know how to get back in balance, but I knew that it was off balance. And so I didn't have the resources or a play therapist in a playroom to be able to get back in balance. And so for me, it was a much longer road to be able to heal in from that. And it affected those years, and obviously years after, to be able to figure out the world without this scary thing happening. And so for me, at that time, play therapy would have benefited greatly because I would have been able to process my brother's death right at that point. I would have been able to know that the world is safe, that people don't just disappear at the drop of a hat for the most part, and be able to feel more stable and secure and balanced. And so the earlier and right after, especially if there's an incident, the play therapy can happen, the better. And if children sometimes just need a little bit of help to develop their personality, so play therapy can help with that. So it doesn't have to be an incident that happened. Sometimes it's a child's personality, and out in the world it just is harder, especially if they're more introverted, or sometimes if they're more extroverted and they get frustrated very easily, or they're a very sensitive child, or if they don't, some kids that have a hard time sitting still or sitting and focusing, they'll get a lot of messages about how they're not fitting in with whatever's going on. And so a lot of shame can build up that way, and we definitely don't want children to carry around shame. And so we want to help them process through who they are and what they're getting, what messages they're getting from the world. So the goal basically of play therapy is for children to feel better. Just like adults come into therapy, they want to feel better. They want to be able to be in the world and feel like it's a safe place, that we're loved, that we're cherished, that we can find and develop relationships, and that we can create our life instead of life happening to us. And so it's very similar for play therapy. We want children to feel like they're a part of creating their life, and that there are people around them that love them, and that the world is a safe place, and that sometimes when hiccups happen, this is how we can process through it. And oftentimes I will teach parents how to help their children beyond play therapy. And so things to do at home that will help them move beyond another hiccup that might happen in life. And so being able to have these tools for the rest of your life as a child and into adulthood, but also having these tools as a family so that when life gets out of balance again, because most likely it will, to be able to help each other get back in balance and be able to love, support, and connect with each other as much and best as possible.